So the psycholegal intake, we ask people how old they are. We ask them how they met. What we're looking for here, a lot of it is not the information that they're giving us. Is one person doing all of the talking? Do they seem to agree on most of the stuff, or are they being competitive about this kind of innocuous type of questions? The other kind of information part of it we're getting is how long did they know each other before they got married? Were their families in support of the marriage, or has that been potentially a stress point for them? Were there trauma points in getting married, an unplanned pregnancy, for example? And then, whether or not they've done any kind of counseling or anything. I mean, people who've been through some sort of counseling, whether it's individual or joint counseling, tend to be more in control of what goes on, and they tend to be a little bit better behaved is probably the wrong word for it, but they tend to be able to grasp and hold the process a little bit better than people who haven't. We talked to them about the decision to have children, whether that was planned or unplanned, whether or not the pregnancy was difficult. You see a ton of stress around fertility issues, children that people wanted but couldn't have, and expectations about that, how the kids are doing. I think we're seeing a lot more, I don't know whether it's a function of people having kids later in life or a function of our increased ability to diagnose stuff, but you're seeing so much more information about kids with difficulties, Asperger's, and the kids that need the IEPs and all this other stuff, ADHD, that 30 years ago, you just thought they were the weird kid in school, I think, right? You remember those guys? Whether kids are having chronic conditions or they're in therapy, all this kind of stuff. To the extent they're doing a post-separation parenting plan, what's working, what isn't. You start to get information, and you also start to see what's going on. And if there's something really going on that people are very upset about, well, the parenting plan's going fine except for her boyfriend drinks too much and this sort of thing, they'll start to tell you about that. And so it'll come in, we're asking it in a structured way. So we're really controlling the process, but we're also getting the information that we need in order to help people get through this. So what we're really looking for is really trauma of all kinds, dates in the history of their relationship. You wouldn't believe the number of people who come in, because a 12-month period tends to be a period of reevaluation for people, and it's not just about New Year's resolutions.